Hi neighbors, thanks for joining me for the January 2026 House the Market Update. This month we're just going to look back at 2025 overall, mostly focusing here locally in Birmingham, Jefferson, and Shelby County. How did the year play out? How has the market looked over the last 4 to 5 years? And some general predictions about what 2026 is going to look like. So let's jump in. All right, so first, as you know, we monitor most closely downtown Birmingham and Homewood. So in 2025, the downtown Birmingham area had a 17% increase in number of sales compared to 2024. Total sale volume of 371 units, and this is single family homes. 371 compared to 316 in 2024. 17% increase. Median sales price increase of 5%. So that's one way you could look at appreciation. We are seeing price appreciation the downtown Birmingham market. In Homewood, we saw significantly less single family homes sold in 2025 compared to 24. 38% decrease. In 2025, we had 91 single family homes sold in Homewood. In the previous year, 147. Now, we did see an 11% increase in median sales price in Homewood, so that's pretty impressive amount of appreciation on average median in the single family sector. So those are those two market areas. Now, zooming out a bit, looking at Jefferson and Shelby County as a whole, here are some statistics for 2025. We had overall sales volume of dollars sold in residential properties. That includes single family, townhomes, and condos in Jefferson County and Shelby County as a whole. 1% decrease in number of units sold, while also having a 5% increase in sales volume. So we sold a tiny bit less compared to 2024, but volume went up 5%. So that tells you we are seeing price appreciation across the board. Then year over year, we saw 6% increase in number of active listings compared to 2024. Now, over the last 5 years in Jefferson and Shelby County, we saw our inventory amount of active listings that really bottomed out in 2023. And then in 2024, we had an 8% increase in active listings. And this past year, we had a 6% increase in active listings. So for the last 2 years, we're slowly creeping back up in the amount of inventory we have. And actually, we are getting close to where the number of active listings was in 2021. So as fast moving and competitive of a market as it was back in 2021, we went down in 2022 and 2023 in amount of active listings, and we're just about back to the number of active listings we had in 2021, which doesn't quite feel right because it feels like there's so many more listings on the market right now than there was in 2021. The reality is it's a slower moving market. Our days on market is about double what it was a year or a year and a half ago, and we have a little bit less inventory. So the homes that are in the market are sitting longer. They were just moving way faster in 2021. So specifically looking at days on market, I do want to look at this graph. The last 4 years, days on market, you can kind of see every year there's an increase and a decrease, and that's seasonal. Days on market on average is going to be higher in Q4 and Q1. So every year you can see that increase and that decrease. But you can also see since 2022, our days on market across the board in Jefferson and Shelby County has been going up. And in 2025, in most of the market areas that I've monitored, downtown Birmingham, Homewood, Hoover, Mountain Brook, and Vestavia Hills, most of those days on market is about double what it was this time last year. So within the last year to year and a half, average days on market has gone up significantly, and it has done so every year since 2022. So the market has just slowly but surely become more of a balanced market in multiple ways, both in terms of the amount of inventory we have, amount of active listings on the market, and days on market. So there are more homes on the market, slowly but surely, and the amount of time that every listing is in active status, having showings going on, is also slowly but surely increasing. At the same time, going on to mortgage rates, and this is not local, national, looking at 30-year fixed mortgage rates over the last 5 years, you can see where we started out below 3% in 2021. We had the 1 year doubling of mortgage rates, which has never happened historically. We continued to go up right up until Q3 of 2024. And since then, we are slowly but surely going down. In 2025 specifically, we experienced a slow but sure, consistent decrease in mortgage rates. And we're sitting right now, on average, I'm seeing lenders quote just below 6% for 30-year fixed rate mortgages. And from a firsthand perspective, boots on the ground perspective, in Birmingham, I'm not really hearing a lot of noise. I'm not really seeing a lot of posts or articles trumpeting the fact that rates have just steadily gone down over the last year and are sitting just below 6. I know that a lot of analysts and people who are trying to predict the market said that as soon as that interest rate has the number 5 in front of it, we're just going to have a flood of buyers coming back to the market. And that's pretty much where we are right now here at the end of 2025. And I don't think we're necessarily seeing a flood of buyers coming back to the market. What we are seeing is the market slowly but surely becoming more balanced. And I've said that throughout 2025, but my prediction, what I am anticipating going into 2026, is we are going to see it continue to become a more balanced market. Rates are probably not going to change dramatically, probably going to trend downwards ever so slightly. We're going to remain in the 5s in 2026, I believe. The market is probably going to become more balanced from an inventory standpoint, from a days on market standpoint. We definitely still have some niche markets in Birmingham that have just remained very competitive in terms of selling over list price on average, having low days on market. But the big picture for Jefferson and Shelby County over the last 4 to 5 years has been a slow, steady trend towards a more and more balanced market. And that's definitely what we saw in 2025. So that's my overall analysis of what happened last year and where we're heading this year. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions about any particular area here in Birmingham, what's going on in the market, please let me know. Send me a message or send me a text, and I'd be happy to give you some specific local data for your area. But yeah, appreciate all of you tuning in. I'll definitely have a good update in February, and everyone have a great month.